Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, a D&D live stream with monsters, mayhem, friends, and a little bit of magic. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this episode of Grognard and Friends. A quick note before we start, Reed will be unable to join us this evening as he has a prior commitment. So when last we left the friends, they had exited the sewers of Seven Rivers with the most recent of the missing children. Once back at the stone's throw, they bathed, ate, and drank to excess before settling into their rooms for a most welcome night of well-deserved and unbroken rest. Sadly, that was not to be, as in the middle of the night, Butt Trumpet and Nikita awoke in their room to find a not necessarily unfamiliar band of halflings, cracking open beers and preparing to snatch the poor little goblet from their bed. But the halflings were unprepared for the feisty duo, as Butt Trumpet was able to fight off the one, just as Nikita burst from her bedding to dive over top of Butt Trumpet, her momentum carrying herself and the unsuspecting halfling off the bed and tackling and grappling them to the ground. Another halfling was soon on top of her, sword in hand, with yet another next to them looking for an opening. Butt Trumpet, in turn, took this opportunity to bounce and spring off the bed with a high-pitched roar onto the chest and face of the halfling now pinned between the two walls, the bed, and a determined yet uncaffeinated screaming dwarf. Meanwhile, in the next room, Gaius and Reed awoke to the commotion and raced out into the hallway to encounter two more halflings. Gaius slammed the one up against the wall and began to pummel him into mush, as Reed grabbed his sword, ran out and slashed the other before bursting into the room, the door crashing into the back of the third halfling, sending them atop the already crowded dwarf pile. Whether it was all that had come before, the large quantities of alcohol consumed, or the having been awoken from some greatly needed sleep, Butt Trumpet seemed to momentarily snap as they bellowed in uncharacteristic rage and repeatedly thrust their dagger into the chest of the halfling on whose face they now sat, eagerly washing themselves in its blood. Back in the hallway, Gaius turned one halfling's face into pulp before being told to duck as a groggy, sleepy Eldred set the other, and almost the entire inn, on fire. Friends, you find yourself in Butt Trumpet and Nikita's room. You have done your best to clean up the mess in the hallway. You now find yourself surrounded by the now bagged bodies of 5 halflings and a still shaky, crimson-covered goblet. With Butterbeer's help, a way of disposing the bodies will soon be at hand, though for a price. What do you do?
Well, oh my.
I think we need another bath.
With another.
Yeah.
Eldred, could you double check outside and make sure there's nothing left? Like, just prestidigitate, brain matter, blood, singe marks.
Absolutely. Reed says, can I go with you, Eldred? So I think I need to be with my bunny. Eldred says, sure. So the two of them exit, leaving the three of you.
Well, okay. So we're waiting for the bodies to, I guess, what's the state of the room in now, Paul? Have we cleaned it up and everything's been properly bagged and disposed of, I guess?
You cleaned the hallway. Not a lot of time has passed.
Okay.
So you cleaned up the hallway as best you could. The bucket and the mop are in the room with you. You spent the time putting basically 60 pounds of halfling into 20-pound bags. And so they're kind of really tight, but you were able to do it between yourself and Nikita's strength. So they're there on the floor before you. You see in a few places there's blood beginning to kind of soak through the fabric. This is kind of like some of them are canvas bags, but one or two are like potato sacks.
Gotcha.
So some of them were maybe for potatoes, whereas others were maybe for flour or grain.
Yeah.
And it's about that time you, as you're looking things over, you hear,
Who is it?
it's Betty. Mr.
Oh, okay.
Butterbeer sent me up.
I open the door.
Okay. She says, uh, the wagon is outside. They finished off loading our goods and they're ready. Mr. Butterbeer says now is when you can do your thing. He highly suggests you send someone down to oversee things from the wagon level, because if anything doesn't go right, the driver is not going to do anything. He's just going to leave. So this way you can make sure things get done properly.
Gotcha.
Okay. Spasiba.
Well,
Thank you, Betty.
She
So
leaves.
which one of us
Looks what?
less messed up at the moment?
I guess
Who's
I'm
less
out
covered in
then.
gore?
Yeah, you're out.
Well, yeah, you're gonna stay up here. Actually, you know what? I could just throw on a shirt and pants and pretty much cover up the whatever I do miss and just wash my hands and
Yeah,
face
guys,
that, which I've
actually,
already done.
out of the three of you, you are the least messy, and like just swapping out a shirt and maybe wiping your face a little bit, you should be fine. Butt Trumpet and Nikita look like they're right out of the poster for Nicolas Cage's movie Maggie.
I'm thinking just in case we miss the cart and we need someone bigger to pick things up and throw it back in there. You or I, Nikita. So if I'm the
Got
one who's can easily get down there, I think I'll go and just poke them in the cart in case you miss, kind of thing.
Adlichna, this sounds good.
I've stacked cordwood before, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty much the same thing.
Folded halfling cordwood. I honestly
Yes,
do not know.
it's just just bundles of sticks and
Going with it.
wood in there. Just think that. Okay, give me 3 minutes. I'm gonna go change shirt and head downstairs.
Okay, you did get the feeling that Betty was kind of saying that this is,
Happening
time
right
is
now.
kind of the essence, so just keep that in mind.
Okay. Then Geis is like, bye. And then just zips out. You hear like Reed squeak in the other room. He's like, shut up. Stupid bunny. And then you just hear him thump going downstairs.
Okay.
Now I'm outside the window. Okay.
Okay, as you go out,
Outside with the cart guy. I'm like, beautiful day, isn't it? Yeah,
It's
just
about
hanging
to
out in the
rain
alley.
halflings.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. I'm shunting the bodies closer to the window.
It's raining halflings. Hallelujah.
And going to the back door.
Is the
that the door?
grappling hook and rope still outside the window?
yes.
I start tying one end of the rope to the first bag of cordwood and
Oop.
There you go. That's a good place for you to be, I
All right,
guess.
I'm outside.
Okay, you can be either alongside the wagon or behind it, your choice.
I'll
Give me,
volleyball them back in.
give me a perception check, please.
please see this corpse.
Day.
It's a nat 1 and you look right down.
Yeah.
23.
23? Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
You perceive the
I find
shit out of
a
it.
corpse and some refuse off to the side. I'm like, where did this come from? Huck it in.
it's you notice a couple things. The cart is being pulled by a pair of oxen instead of horses. The farmer is an older man, just sitting. I mean, he's the driver. You assume he's a farmer. He's sitting on the wagon. He's not even. He's like making an obvious point of not looking at you and just looking straight ahead.
He's wearing the horse blinders.
Exactly. The wagon is it's a large wagon, as you see. The sides go up rather high, and the back, the gate is down at the moment. But one of the things you do notice is on the side of the wagon, it's painted Legion Farms, purveyors of fine hams, bacon, and sausage.
Ah, yes, pigs love eating things. I guess I'll go to the back part that's open then, Paul.
Okay.
If, there's big, tall sides.
You got it. Nikita, I'm not going to switch it over to the second room. I'm just going to have you. We're going to do this as a skill check, please.
Okay.
What is your strength again?
It is now 18.
Okay, then I'm not even going to worry about you being able to lift up these halflings one or two at a time. It's up to you. I'm going to say that you're able to do that without any problem. But what we're going to do is to toss the sacks out of the window into the back of the cart. We're going to do it as a dexterity check.
Okay.
One for each bag. If you do one at a time, we'll do a straight roll. If you do more than one at a time, each bag after the first one will be a -1. So if you do 2 bags, one will be normal, the other one will be a -2. If you try to do 3 sacks, one will be normal, one will be a -1, one will be a -2.
Right. So I don't see any reason not to just do it one at a time.
Absolutely, except you do know that, time is probably of the essence. As you look out, you see Gaius standing around the back. You see the farmer kind of looking straight ahead as you saw Gaius walk to the back. The farmer seems to be looking up and down the alleyway and looking up at you, and with this look like time's a wasting.
Just checking. So the cart is covered, so I'm not just tossing it directly into it. I am tossing it to Gaius or into the cart.
The cart is not covered. It looks like it had just been unloaded. And Gaius, when you were walking through the kitchen, you noticed sacks and crates of different goods stacked
Provisions and
inside the kitchen, of which Mrs. Wiggins is starting to go through as you were passing through. So the cart is open.
Perfect. I take the first one. I aim for the middle of the cart.
Okay, so I'm going because it's a big cart. I'm just setting it at a DC 10. So all you have to do is get above a 10, and you hit the cart without any issue.
All right. And
from the second floor.
Right. These are checks. Dexterity checks.
Correct.
Okay, just checking.
So you can add your modifier. Okay, so we rolled an 8.
Yep.
Okay. One
balls.
Okay. Roll me a D4, because here's what we're going to do. A 1 is here. A 2 is there. A 3 is here, and a 4 is on top of Gaius.
Fantastic.
So we're aiming for 1 or 4.
No,
I don't know that you want 1, because you might hit the driver.
Oh.
And he's old.
Right.
So it'll probably be a 1.
This whole campaign becomes us taking over the farm.
4.
Yep.
Woo!
Heads up!
Gaius, give me a dexterity saving throw, please, to see if you can either get out of the way. First of all, what would you like to do? Try to catch it or get out of the way?
Fucking catch it, I guess.
Okay.
You'll just get some leaking fluid on you, that's all.
Let's not go into descriptions. What do I need to do for this, Paul?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
15? Okay. Basically what happens is this sack comes out of the window, comes down, bounces off of the cart, and then like you catch it. So it's actually pretty easy for you. So now you have this bagged. Okay. Next, go ahead.
Roll for sack number 2.
Yep.
I think Bacchus, as I just see it flopping.
No problem. Like, nuzzles its way. Now, keep in mind, each time one of these sacks hits the wagon, you hear, boom, like, and the wagon seems to kind of like shake. But there is like a crash. Go ahead.
Sack number 3. Whew.
Okay. Sack number 3 comes in, it hits the side and then bounces over. Just for a second, you think it like lands on the gate on the far side, but there's enough weight on the bottom that flips it back over into the cart. So instead of just a single crash, you hear 2 crashes, and guys, you notice the cart kind of shifts significantly, and the old man on the front just has to grab hold to keep hold and kind of looks at you and gives you a dirty look. Go ahead.
Hold on. I wanted to like.
Oh, you cast silence?
Gaius, silence. Yes, on the
You
card.
got it. Go ahead, Nikita. You got 2 more.
Sack number 4.
Oh!
Much better.
This one just kind of goes in there, lands on the other one, and is just peachy keen.
Nothing but cart.
You got 1 more.
And last one.
And you are getting to be a pro at this.
Yeah.
You know, we should really make a game out of this, of like putting a ball in a basket or something.
Okay, the old man looks around, says something to you guys that you can't make out because it's totally silent, and then starts pulling around.
Snap my fingers, silence goes away.
You start hearing the oxen's hooves on the cobblestones, and it just pulls away. Roll me a 20-sider, Gaius.
20-sider.
Before you do that, give me a perception check, actually.
This will be perception.
We'll do the 3 as the 20-sider, and give me a perception check now.
An unnatural 20.
Okay. As the cart starts to pull away, you do notice that the tailgate is still down on this thing.
Oh, hold on. And I go running over and flop the tailgate up and lock it in place.
Okay, the farmer turns around, nods to you, and before he takes over, he reaches down behind his seat and takes a large tarp and throws it over the sacks that he notices the red stains starting to appear that are on them. So he tosses...
I help him situate that.
Okay. The cart pulls away. It starts to go towards the main street. You see a city guard come from here and starts walking over there, kind of just gives you a look and says, what are you doing, sir?
Oh, I was doing a favor for Butterbeer over here in the tavern, just unloading kind of some from.
Okay.
Actually, just finished. Gonna head back inside.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, because that was quick and good and on the nose.
Roll number 1. And roll number 2. So 14 is the number that I will choose out of those two options.
And that's enough. The guard looks up, seems to see the cart in the distance, still in like almost at the end of the alleyway, and says, "Very good. Give Mr. Butterbeer the city's best." And he continues on his way.
Oh, will do.
Yay!
Cool.
Okay, so guys, what are you doing?
I go in. I'm like, I need to organize some baths for people.
Mrs. Wiggins looks at you and says, "Okay."
I mean, to be quite honest, I would just in a rain barrel right now, sleep.
Okay, I'll get those situated in the back alley for a couple of you.
Much appreciated.
I
Some of them might want food, and that's going to be your choice.
Okay. While she does that, you are still cutting out a little bit, so I don't know if that is anything you can work on.
Yeah.
Butt Trumpet and Nikita. Butt Trumpet, you're still kind of a little shaky. Both of you are kind of bathed in blood at the moment. Butt Trumpet, you whereas Nikita just has splatter all over her, you actually have a red handprint drawn across your face.
Yes. One of my finer moments. Nikita, thank you
Yeah.
for helping me. I'm so sorry.
What? No, do not apologize.
If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have even been here.
We don't know that. Apparently, we've pissed off a lot of people. We are going to protect you and anyone else that needs protecting. It is not a problem.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
I won't forget that.
You might forget that?
I won't.
Oh, okay. Pulls a bit of blood out of her ear. Okay, I got you now. Thank you.
Hug it out.
Certainly. Squish. How
You
bad
got like
does the room?
What was that?
How bad does the room look?
The one corner looks horrific.
Ugh.
The bed is definitely going to need some major changing.
Chet?
Other than that, I'd say the floor could use a mopping. You've seen worse. There's
Yeah.
you understood that in the hallway, not only was there blood, there was a significant amount of brain matter that needed to be cleaned up. And
I hit hard.
you do smell like the area not only smells heavily of iron, but there's also a smell like a campfire by the door.
Boy, a lot of the
Not
stuff
much
in
we
here
can do
could
about that.
a lot of the stuff in here could really do with a tide stick. That's a magical item of a stick soaked in the tides of a magical ocean. Really gets the stains out.
This is good. Yeah, we could definitely use that. Unless you don't have one yet. And we just have this mop.
Yeah, I've only heard legends so far, but I wish that I could
Legend.
learn the spell Swiffer on this mop.
I would take it. Shall we spend some time cleaning the room then, and then head down for baths?
Cleaning montage. Let's play the 80s song.
Okay. You got some Simple Minds. You've got the Jam. You've got Bronski Beat and some Duran Duran. I think is good.
I'm
clean.
ice skating on sponges or scrub brushes strapped to my feet.
There you go. The two of you do a little kind of spin around. And there are bubbles everywhere, and you have a heartfelt moment that appears in slow motion. But in reality, it's just that these scrubby brushes on Butt Trumpet's feet kind of catch onto the wood periodically. So back to Gaius as they're having their montage. You've just asked for more baths.
Well, I guess at that point I hear like montage music from coming up from upstairs. I'm like, I guess they're cleaning. So I'll go first.
Okay.
And cleaned up. It's just quick bite to eat. Literally just grabbing food out of the kitchen, just eating and like charge tap. Don't care.
Will do, says Mrs. Wiggins. And we will speed this up and state that you're able to clean up the room as best you can because you have the mops and buckets, so that helps. You're able to get bathed, including Reed, who was kind of just curled up in his next to his bed on the floor with his bunny, going, "Tell me about yourself, Rabbit. Tell me about yourself." And
he's gone through some trauma.
Eldred comes down, and all of you but Reed, who's sitting in his room with his bunny, are cleaned, washed, and at your usual corner table. Eldred says, "Not going to lie, could have used a couple more hours rest, but with that in mind, what are we doing today?"
Whew. Well, after what we went through, I know I'm going to want to just take like a day or, a couple days to just relax, maybe meditate, just think about what happened. But we definitely need to get new supplies. I know Nikita and I need to definitely get some armor. You have those things to sell. So we can hopefully use the proceeds from that.
Market.
Yes. Then also maybe see going over toward the docks. Make sure we're properly dressed for the occasion in case something bad happens. To pass along that message that the rat folk gave us.
Okay.
That doesn't have to happen today, but that's on the list.
Okay. Eldred says,
I think that's good for now.
Reed seemed very tired and just was curling up with his bunny, so maybe he might be the best one. I don't know if this is actually a stupid idea or a good idea, but he might be the best one to stay with Butt Trumpet here at the inn for when we do go down to the docks.
Yes, that's not a bad idea. But first, I think we should re-equip to a certain extent. We have like a hammer, 2 swords, and a dagger, I think, between us.
Gotcha.
And maybe a crossbow.
Yeah. Built for me, so.
Yeah. So a hand crossbow for the rest of us.
Essentially 2 pencils and a rubber band.
Yes. That child's sling was probably a better weapon.
Okay. Okay, we'll say you have a hearty breakfast. You filled with eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, potatoes. You're feeling pretty stout at the moment. Gaius, you've had your breakfast beverages of your choice. Nikita has had her well-desired coffee. Butt Trumpet, I'm not sure what you've had. It's up to you.
Oh, my espresso, of course.
Ah, okay. You get a double today because you just seem a little. If you weren't shaky enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's take it from there. You're all well fed and caffeinated, and in the case of Gaius, the edge has been taken off.
Hmm. I guess we go to the market and see. We go to for the candelabras. There are what were those again? The sconces.
Sconces,
Ah,
See
yes.
if there,
sold.
yes. See if there's any people were willing to purchase. Hopefully, then just wholesale as is, not for the gold part, but also for maybe like the craftsmanship. Shop around, see if we can pawn those off, and then with the money we do have, find a decent armor and get. I know I'm not investing in Splint again for a while because it's kind of pricey right now for where we're at and what we're doing. And if I'm going back in the sewer, I don't want to melt it off my body again.
This
Okay,
is understandable.
so the four of you going to start heading to the market then?
Yes.
Okay. Start
Is
heading
Butt
there.
Trumpet coming with us, or are they staying with
ask.
Reed?
Well,
I think they-
come. It's not when we go to the docks specifically,
Oh, okay.
because that's where the individual that put out the bounty
Right.
was from. So,
And it seems to be the location, Eldred says, where anyone who was interested in the bounty might be, either hanging out or looking or going to ask more about it or something.
Yeah, at that point, I'll definitely hang back. If anyone wants to,
Hmm?
yeet me back over here.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. In that case, I will carry Butt Trumpet on my shoulders. Granted, it's not out of anybody's reach, but they'll be a little harder to take.
Okay.
Yay!
We should get like a hood. Like a
Ah.
hooded. We'll find it at the market. Get a little,
Perfect.
it could be one with the dark side or something. something dark side. Something.
Complete.
Something goblet. Okay.
Evil Kermit.
On the walk towards the market, as you start coming around one of the corners, one of the crossroads to head down a slight hill in the general direction of the market, you do hear the faint beginnings of one of the town criers. If you want to listen in on what's been going on.
Sure.
Okay. As you walk in, you hear the eastern districts continue to be a topic of conversation. The fog within those districts continues to slowly recede. Authorities state that the ban on new horses within the city and the forced quarantine of sick horses to the eastern districts continues to control the equus noro sickness, known by most as the mudlarks. But that hasn't stopped the escalation of protests and demonstrations within the eastern districts to the contrary. The incidence of violence within the eastern districts continues to rise to previously unheard of levels, though it is unknown if this is due to the quarantine, the cracking down of what Eastern District residents are calling city guard hit squads within certain areas, or the increasingly disturbing and continued claims of rampant monster attacks in the areas surrounding the bitch. Authorities highly discourage anyone from entering the Eastern Districts who isn't a resident or who doesn't have official business there. They also wish to make it absolutely clear that should you disregard these warnings, you will be taking your very lives in your hands and that the city will not be responsible for your safety. An added note to this story is that sources state that these warnings are being made as the city cannot and will not even guarantee the safety and well-being of its own guards within the eastern districts at this time, according to sources. As reports of property damage and violence rise, Eastern District business and property owners from the Overlook frantically continue to push their petition to the palace for aid in protecting their properties and assets, especially since within the last few days a number of those very same properties have been burned to the ground or the target for explosions. It is rumored that the local residents not of the Overlook saw these events as a cause for celebration in some cases, and came out in force to watch and cheer as those specific properties burned. In a positive turn, it is being reported that an unnamed party of adventurers have recovered one of the Eastern District's many missing children, which is good news in light of the reports of 3 more children being reported missing in the last 2 days. The city guard said that they anticipate the recovery of even more children, as they have contracted a number of other adventuring groups to help, including the Cavern Warriors and the Shadow Scourgers, who have helped recover the mantle of St. Rickert last year when it was stolen from the Temple of Mythos. The Overlook's Casino Cupitatis continues to prepare for next week's famed and annual tournament. Gamblers from all over the barony and beyond are said to be attending. This exclusive event is usually by invitation only, but it is rumored that this year's tournament has also made available a handful of highly sought-after seats to the masses, though it is also anticipated that they will not come cheap. And in breaking Overlook news, many of Seven Rivers' aristocracy are in shock to learn that Monday evening's Bear Blossoms and Bottoms Bacchanalia Ball was marred by violence and crime. Seven Rivers' most notoriously eligible bachelor and noble playboy, Lord Artemis Hampton Huntsberry's annual spring fete is probably the most sought-after invitation for anyone who is anyone in Seven Rivers Overlook, and this year's was no exception. Held at Lord Huntsberry's lush Lakeview estate, the festivities were rumored to be far beyond last year's attendance, and it only just came to light this morning that while Seven Rivers elite were rubbing buds and blossoms at the lavish spring gala, the crowning glory of the Huntsberry jewels, the Blizzard Star, was being stolen from right under their turned-up noses. Was this the work of a scorned lover, a masterful crime syndicate, or one of the Overlook's very own? No further information is known at this time, other than it is rumored that Lord Huntsberry is offering a huge reward for the jewel's return, as well as for any information that leads to its return. Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. And then they continue on.
That
Damn,
is
we
some
need a party
impressive
name.
yelling.
Yeah. Need something catchy and not a joke. Just FYI.
I stand by the chuckleheads.
Yeah. No. It just doesn't lend a certain gravitas to the...
Eldred says gravitas or not, it is accurate.
Yeah, but you kind of want your best foot forward kind of thing going on there. You need something strong in the name, or at least not self-derogatory.
Oh, that leaves out chuckle feet then, when you were saying best foot forward.
Yep. Yeah, we're just going to have to keep shopping that, I guess. Anywho.
Speaking of shopping...
Okay, so now that you've made it down the hill and are entering the market from the one end, what is your first order of business?
Hawking those sconces, I guess.
Are we looking for metalsmiths or?
Well, give me a somebody give me a perception or an actually give me an investigation check, I think, for this particular thing.
And can I assist Gaius with that?
Yes, so one of you, either both of you give me one or one with advantage.
Okay, I'll roll with advantage.
There you go.
15 and 10, so 15.
Okay. You find kind of, you assume it looks like a blacksmith, but there's no forge or anything. But they've gotten a selection of what look like used weapons and used armor. That some of it's seen better days, some of it's usable. But they also have like metal platters and some very rudimentary door knockers and some wrought iron fencing, it looks like, or like a gate door, stuff like that. All sorts of metal work of different types.
Shit, that wasn't nailed down well enough.
You find what looks like a silversmith that is selling things from goblets to candlesticks to platters to plaques, things like that. And you also find a person that just has an assortment of all sorts of stuff. Everything from, it looks like there's a fireplace mantelpiece in one corner of the tent to a wagon wheel to, some more fancy ornate stuff. Like you see a chandelier, you see some furniture, you see curtains, all sorts of stuff.
Well,
So
Nikita, this is your find.
Would it be
Elder
easier,
says, or theft.
would it, speaking of, the way this could go, given the last time I was in the market, would it probably go better for you if I wasn't on your shoulders?
That is probably a good idea. Hang back with the big guys and
And don't go wandering.
Just climb my way down.
Now, do you still have the little trinket I made you?
The duck?
Yeah.
Why, yes, I do. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't even think we ever had a moment where I took it off my head. So I think it's been on there the whole time.
Okay, well. Just make sure that it stays with you.
Guys. You guys want to back me up, though? I mean, I can hit the first place, looks like an armor smith, and that way we can talk to him if he just does armor.
Well, the first one I think is where we'll go once we sell it. It's your stuff, so I'll go with whatever you want to do on the sale of that, and guidance from Bacchus on all your sale, on all your
That's
sales
1d4.
yeah, an extra D4 on everything. If you want me to roll for you, just let me know.
So which stall are we headed into first, Nikita?
Let us check with the silversmith first. I'm hoping they recognize quality when they see it.
Okay. And how many of these do you have? Was it 3 or 4?
It was 6 or 8.
Okay. Let's go with 6.
Yeah.
Good.
Jeez.
Dwarf gold.
I gotta just start remembering to take everything that's not nailed down.
Yeah. If I am ever to pay you back for your generosity, basically I'm going to have to start stealing shit.
Well, yes, probably.
Eldred says that is how we started this group. So,
Well, not really.
all right. Well, in Seven Rivers.
Oh, well. I was going to say, I've been a very upstanding person most of the time.
Do I see the provider at the stall for the silver
Yes.
smith?
Yes. The
Okay.
older man wearing a kind of gray apron with some rolled up shirt sleeves, some pretty strong muscles for an older guy. Bald head, has a beard without the sort of beard that just kind of no mustache, but it's kind of a tight crop beard. But seems to be polishing up some candlesticks behind a table.
What time of day is it?
It's relatively early because you got a early start today
We got a hell of a wake-up
while it
call.
was still dark, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So the market's
Don't
bustling. You know, you see a lot of deliveries. You see a lot of there are a lot of breakfast stalls and things like that going on as well.
Dobre Utra. I was wondering, I'm seeing mostly silver here for your wares. Are you also interested, or do you also sell gold?
Silver is what I'm most known for, but I have dabbled in gold here and there. Sometimes it's a little hard to come by to work with, so silver is a lot easier.
Yeah, it just does not fall into your lap much.
Correct. But if you
Yeah,
need
so-
something made of gold, I can probably take care of it for you. Depends if you want pure gold, if you want, gold plating or what.
Actually, I am hoping you might be interested in possibly buying some gold from me. And I pull out just one of the candlestick sconce things from my bag.
Says, He goes, may I?
Of course.
And he takes it and he starts looking around. He puts an eyepiece in, and almost looks like a jeweler's eyepiece as he turns it upside down and examines something on the back of it. Says, How much were you asking for it?
Am I allowed to hit pause and take a while on this?
You have a
Can I
few
pause?
moments to think about it.
Okay.
Think about it, not necessarily discuss it unless you brought in the entire group.
No,
While
I
she's
don't
thinking
think-
about it, and this interaction is going on, I'd like to start a conversation with Eldred, actually. So, Gaius alluded a little while ago as to if I should want to perhaps explore or work on my magic. Since you were training Kellen for a little bit, would you perhaps be interested in helping me?
Absolutely.
I'd love to see what else I can do.
I can definitely work with you on that. Now, are you looking to advance your own skills, or are you looking to kind of dabble in the wizarding world of the arcane?
I'd like to start and see what I have in me. Something tells me I've got a little bit more going on than I realize.
Absolutely. You know what? If the rest of the party is not against it, they need to go down to the docks. I could actually stay back with you as well, being that Reed. I'm not sure how watchful he will be at this point. I mean, we both know how watchful he is when Bacon's around, so who knows how he'll be now. But yeah, no, we could definitely start exploring that. I've got to do some studying too, so how about this? How about we kind of study these things together?
I'd love that.
Me too. This is usually so solitary. It'd be nice to have someone to explore these spells with. And if they are dead set on me going with them, we'll find some other time, but we'll make it happen. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
I just love it when a plan comes together. Don't know where that came from.
Yeah, you should write that down before somebody takes it.
Yeah. Nikita.
Nikita has thought about it. Okay, seriously, I don't want to make an ass of myself and ask too high.
Okay.
So, as a dwarf, should I roll for something as to how good I can
Sure.
Estimate how much it's worth?
We'll make it a skill check, and I'll tell you what.
Yes, please.
We'll do
Please
the
make it a skill check.
we'll do it as another skill check, and we'll do it as the as your stonework.
Oh, I love it.
Okay,
And you
we'll
still
do it as
have
that,
guidance.
and you have guidance.
Hells.
Every little bit can help.
So that is an intelligence check or
Intelligence, but with proficiency. Yeah,
Right.
intelligence, but with proficiency. Added in
Gotcha.
plus
And guidance.
and guidance. Whereas with stonework,
Okay.
sometimes I give you more than proficiency. This is not,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
focus of your knowledge, so we'll just go with proficiency. Okay. Brilliant. Okay.
That's why I was rolling low earlier. Aha!
You estimate that these would probably sell for anywhere from 40 gold pieces to 60 gold pieces, you would estimate. But you also
Gotcha.
know that that's with, that is not what a person in the business would actually be buying it for. You know
Right.
that there's a significant amount of markup on this sort, especially when dealing with precious metals.
Duh.
And you know that the markup usually starts at 50% and can go anywhere up or down from there.
Well, I actually have a few of them, and I certainly don't want to take all your money. I know. Anyway, what am I doing? Would you be interested in buying, say, 6 of these for 30 gold each?
I'll tell you what. I'll take all 6 for 160 gold pieces. How's that?
My turn to go, 170 and you've got the deal.
165 and you have a deal.
All right, fine, be that way. 165, my good man.
You got it.
Bless you?
That's fine. No, he said yes to 165.
Okay, so that takes a hell of a lot of weight out of my bag. Splat.
Mhm.
And now it's filled up with gold pieces.
Now it is filled up with 165 gold. Ah, Spasiba.
Mhm.
Spasiba.
What she said.
Yeah. Pleasure doing
Good
business with
insight.
you. Yeah. You have a good day.
You as well. Where, if I can ask, where did you come about these?
You know, would you believe they were just lying around in some abandoned house?
Oh,
Very weird.
yeah.
Like, it looked like the kitchen had been picked clean, but nobody picked up on these. Very weird.
Anything else in this house?
No, it had literally been picked clean.
Well, that was a lucky find. Well, thank you.
Very. Oh,
Can I
thank
interest you in any silver goods?
Do you make weapons?
I don't have any. I have been known to, on rare occasions, I've had a few people ask for me to coat their weapons in silver, and I have done that.
Okay, What would that practice run for, say, a short sword or long sword?
Probably for a short sword, 10 gold, and for a long sword, 15.
That sounds that. And how long, may I ask, does that take?
Day or two less than a week, I guess. Anywhere from 5 to 7 days, depending on when it is. And also, how
Okay.
available. I usually have a pretty decent supply of silver, but every now and then, depending on what's going on in the city, sometimes supply can be a little tight, but it doesn't usually run a problem, and it hasn't recently, so. Although things have
Excellent.
been changing a little bit with the current heir in the city. So
Things have been changing a great deal, and I've only been here a few days. Do you go over to the Eastern District much?
he just laughs and says, I'm a silversmith, not suicidal."
Ah, I understand completely. Uh, may I give you my short sword then for you to coat with silver?
Absolutely. And what was your name?
Nikita.
Nikita.
And yours? Da.
Bumble. Mr. Bumble.
Bumble.
Yes.
Mr. Bumble. Definitely pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Bumble. So you
and
figure
with you.
probably a week from today then.
Yes.
Atlichna. And what the hell is today?
It is the 22nd of March. It is a Thursday.
Excellent. I shall see you in about the week then, Mr. Bumble.
Sounds good.
So I give him my sword if I haven't done that yet. And walk back to the group.
Okay.
Well, I hope I did good. I think I did good with selling. I got 165 gold for those 6 candlesticks.
Nice. I think you might be the second wealthiest person in the party now.
Woohoo! And then I immediately spent 10 gold getting. He can actually silver our weapons.
Interesting.
Whoa.
I know some of the greater warriors of Dwarven history had silvered weapons. They were supposed to be able to hurt things more or something along those lines. I don't really know.
It'd be interesting.
But
Interesting.
I think they're especially good against like were badgers or something, says Eldred.
Oh, yes.
Where badger? I've not
Yeah.
heard of this.
It was a children's story when I was little.
I want to hear this sometime.
I'll see if I can remember it. I think it was the Sir Loudsley and the were badgers and were-boars. I think one of the other the older men who lived in the same hovels as I did told it to me when I was small. I'll have to see if I remember it.
Okay.
So hopefully this gives us a good chunk of change for armor and shield shopping and shit. And helmet fixing. She looks
Sure.
longingly at her busted helmet.
Yeah, so I still have some money as well. So, I mean, I'm thinking if I remember the prices that were quoted to me from the one purveyor we used one time, I won't be, like I said, I won't be going for Splint again until our coffers are fully refilled. Just something like scale mail, I think, is pretty affordable. That's at like premium is like at most 50 gold. Maybe used guy salesman over there had something for our sewer dwelling adventures. Get some.
I think that sounds like a good idea then to check with him.
So we wander over there, Paul.
Okay, to the armor?
Yes.
The guy with all the armor
used-
and weapons?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Happy Harry's used armor and weapons.
Nikita suddenly wants to walk out. And she's not
Are
sure
you?
why.
Are you Harry?
Nah.
He just looks like Guy Fieri.
Oh, God!
Welcome to
I am walking it now.
Flavor Town.
Welcome to
No,
Armor
don't go.
Town.
You'd be surprised how good it actually is here.
Dungeons,
Yes,
Dragons,
exactly.
Drive-ins, and Dives.
You just gotta shop around for the good stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Guy
I see
sees
you
you look
have some partially used stuff.
only slightly used, he says.
Mm.
Welcome to Armor Town. What can I interest you in?
I'm
so
looking for
glad
looking for some shields and I personally am looking for some, I guess, scale mail.
He says, we don't get much call for scale mail, but I actually think I could probably piece together a full set for you between the little bit I have here and what I have back at the back at my shop. Probably be able to piece it together from a number of other suits that some of them parts of them had seen better day. I know one the chest was totally collapsed in. But yeah, piecing it together and actually doing the work to make a full set for you to attach the different pieces and everything. I'd say, well, you're looking at you're kind of a big guy. Let me take some measurements of you here. And he basically kind of feels around and takes some measurements and says, okay, I can do that for 40 gold. Probably have it for you in 3 days, actually, I think.
Okay. That's probably what I'm going to go with. What do you have here that's actually like complete and ready to go? Just curious.
Oh, okay. I've got a breastplate over there that has a few dings and such and is scuffed up a little bit. I've got chain that is... It's not the shiniest you've ever seen, but it's solid and...
chain mail or chain shirt?
Chain mail. Full set of chain mail. There are a few links here and there that are a little broken, but they won't affect the actual...
Protection.
Ability to not get stabbed.
I do have a couple chain shirts.
How much
Back
is
in
the
the shop,
breastplate?
I could probably. I know I have it's fairly beat up. I have a full set of plate that I think a knight lost his life in. But
I mean, I just gotta ask. It's like when you go in, how much is the plate?
no problem. You go to a stable. You gotta kick the horses' asses to see what they're up to. Although not recently, you might catch something.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was staying away from the horses.
Yeah. Being that not a lot of people deal with plate unless you're a guard, or especially up at the palace, that would probably go between 1,000 and 2,000 gold, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's what I figured. What that you said breastplate? How much you selling that for?
About 350 gold.
Okay. All right, so you have some chainmail, one set of chainmail that's ready to go.
Yeah, I'd give you that for 48 gold.
48 gold.
Yeah, it's got a couple rings that are snapped, but here and there. But it's fully functional and gives you the full protection. It's just it's the equivalent of a couple dings.
Yeah. What about shields? You got shields and other weapons?
He just laughs and goes, we're not happy Harrys for nothing. And he looks over there and points you to basically a line of 3 crates that are just filled with shields. One crate
How much are the shields?
One crate is nothing but bucklers and small ones. There's metal ones. There's wood ones. There's ones that are regular full-size shields, different styles that are... Some of them look beat to crap. Some of them are scuffed and scraped, and they look like, someone used them as a bobsled down a volcano. And then he's got a bin of ones that look in pretty good shape. Basically says you have ascending order of value there. They all vary within a little bit in a few coins here and there. Pick one out that you like, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. Just one moment. And Nikita. And we walk away from
Ah.
Harry.
Okay.
So, you've heard. I'm
Hey.
thinking if we can get the...
He had introduced himself as Carl.
Carl. Oh, yeah.
Carl.
Yeah,
Carl, just...
Harry's not here. I run the tent.
Gotcha. Yeah, just a moment, Carl. I'm going to talk with my associates. So, Nikita, I'm thinking we can get you the chainmail immediately, and you're back up to fully protected.
Yeah.
I got magic and stuff, so I can supplement, and I'll wait for the scale mail because it's only going to be 3 days, and we won't go back into the sewer before then.
This works with me.
And then, we'll try to roll it all together and see if we can get a deal on, for multiple purchases or something. What else do we need? Like, I'm going to get a spare hammer, 2 shields, and armor. What about you?
Yeah, the chainmail sounds good. I was just thinking 1 shield, but 2 shields might be a good idea too.
Like, have a spare in the room,
Yeah.
in case what
2
happens
shields
last
are
time.
better than 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, chainmail, 2 shields. I still have the hammer you gave me, so I'm going to keep that while he's silvering the short sword.
Okay. I'll get 1 from here for myself to use while we're waiting. Or you can also get another long sword while we're here,
Yeah. I was also going to ask him if he could fix my helmet.
That's a possibility.
See how much it runs us anyway.
On the same page, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Carl.
Yeah, you catch him. He's looking inside a shiny shield, and he's keeping the little spiked bleach blonde hair sticking up and kind of waxing his goatee.
I'm so happy right now.
Pulls together his very colorful shirt that looks like it's a collection of flowers and royal crests all over it in clashing colors. And he says, "Great,
Love the shirt.
What can we do?"
This is the
Well,
best.
what I gotta say, love your attire, by the way.
Specially made. Wouldn't be Armor Town without it.
Okay, so we're thinking about getting a couple of things, and we're hoping we can, sweeten the deal because we're going to be getting a few things. Myself, I am going to go with the scale mail that you're going to piece together for me.
Okay.
I was going to pick up 2 of your not beat to shit shields, but nothing fancy. And a
We
warhammer.
prefer slightly antagonized.
Yes. I'll go with the SA bunch, like 2 from those. Or the less than slightly antagonized. The mildly scuffed, like, definitely work to help stop the person from hurting the other one. Shields.
You got it.
So
The
that'll be that
lovingly
armor.
bruised, we say.
Yeah. The armor, 2 shields, and a hammer, warhammer. And then Nikita, what did you want again?
I was hoping to get the chainmail you said was good and ready to go. Do you think it will fit me as a dwarf, or is it much too large?
Looks at you and says, it'll definitely fit you. It'll just, it might come down around at the top of your thighs, like mid-thigh, actually. So
Perfect.
More protection.
I love it. So I will take the chainmail. I will also take 2 lovingly... What did you call it? Lovingly abused? What was that? Lovingly
bruised.
bruised.
Lovingly abused. That sounds like something. It's like, you made me hurt you. You know you made me hurt you, right? I didn't want to hurt you, but I did.
Happy Harry's has another tent off the beaten path. Actually, it's a little back alley shop. We actually deal in that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
No
Good to
kidding.
know. I will.
It's down by the docks.
Of course it is.
Go figure. Yes, been there before. The docks, not your other tent.
Is that where the leather tent is, like, right over there?
Yes, matter of fact, we own that as well.
Mm.
That's really Happy Harry's.
Yeah.
That's where Happy Harry is. He never leaves that tent.
He can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the manacles,
Oh.
obviously.
Mm.
By the way, I think he has specials going on gimp suits at the moment.
Oh my!
Okay, but how hilarious would it be if we had me in a teeny tiny little suit with a zipper, like right over my eyes?
And then no one would recognize you.
And it would be leather armor.
Duh! I actually think this is very practical.
I hate to ask, do the zippers counts as studs for studded armor? At least.
I love today.
Anyway,
We'll have to
Anyway,
check that
yeah.
out after, but so the chainmail, 2 shields, and do you think you can do anything to fix my helmet? And I kind of pull it out of my bag and plonk it on a counter.
Okay, so you wanted 2 shields? Did you want 2 shields?
yes, correct.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
doing
gonna-
a total
we're
of
gonna have
4
spares.
shields.
4 shields, scale mail, chainmail, helmet
what was-
repair,
Possible
warhammer.
helmet repair, depending.
Okay, were there
Yeah.
any weapons did I hear weapons?
Nikita, do you want like a long sword as well?
I think I'm
That's what
okay
you
with
usually
your
used.
warhammer,
Okay.
Okay.
if that's okay. Unless you want it back.
No, I mean it was a spare. It was meant to be
Okay.
used. As long as it hopefully doesn't get melted. Fucking-
This is the hope.
Yes.
So I am good for
Luckily-
weapons then.
Luckily, I
Okay.
can just pick up whatever I feel like and beat things to death with it. And with
Precisely.
It's kind of-
I have not
kind of
learned
my
that
thing.
talent.
it's years of training in taverns. First, you got to learn to take a beating, and then you learn to give the beatings.
Is this part of the whole clergy of Bacchus thing? You take the beatings
maybe.
and that will learn.
This was a cleric. I kind of came with that skill set ahead of time. Mm.
Ah, interesting. The more you know.
Yes. The more you know about Gaius, the more you wonder if
more
he's a
you
real
are there.
cleric.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you looking to have done with this helmet? It's kind of pitted, and the one wing seems pretty bad.
The wing isn't really my main focus. It is the pitting on the skull cap area. Just
Okay.
hoping for some reinforcement on it or something. Yeah. So it can take a couple more hits as opposed to it looks like if somebody sneezed very hard, it would break.
Okay. Here at Happy Harry's, Armor Town, we believe in honesty is the best policy, and he gives you this big old smile and says, so I'm going to be straight with you. If it was just a matter of a patch here and there, we could probably take care of it, but this kind of needs a whole kind of new coating reinforcement, it looks like. So I think you might be better off at someone who could deal with that sort of work.
Do you
So-
have a recommendation? I'm not trying to take your business away from you.
Oh,
but I
no,
appreciate yours.
absolutely no. We're here to help because a happy customer is a returning customer, and I could sell you a new helmet, but if this is the one you want repaired, I would recommend heading up to the artisan district. And don't let the name fool you. There are people who do the work without, robbing you blind. They're
This
up
is
there
good to
too,
know.
but
Oh, of course.
you can recognize them because they're not as happy as the people here at Happy Harry's Armor Town.
Mm-hmm.
But really, who is?
This is true. So he directs you up there for that.
Okay. Any specific names or just kind of recommendation.
He goes,
area.
I most people just buy a new helmet. But I also understand, armor is one of those things. Sometimes you get quite attached to it.
Nah.
Sometimes that's
This
based
one-
on nostalgia. Sometimes it's based on sentimentality. Sometimes it's based solely on the fact that some creature has bashed it into your flesh. But, sometimes you just find yourself attached.
This one is sentimental.
Okay, well then I would highly recommend the Artisan District. There's some really good people up there, and you should be able to tell. Walk
Good to
walk
know.
around the pavilion, and you should be able to come across some people who work in do that sort of work.
Отлично. I appreciate that. Спасибо.
No problem. Whatever that was you said.
It's Dwarvish for booyah.
Oh, gives you a high.
What they said.
Goes to give you a high five.
Me or them?
You, because you said booyah.
Okay. Okay, yes. Then I return the high five,
Okay.
standing on my toes.
Okay. Says, anything else? How about for your little blue gimp friend?
Do you need any other weapons, Butt Trumpet?
Butt Trumpet,
Any
do you
stabbing
actually
weapons?
have... Can you wear armor? Like, can we put, like, leather armor on you or something?
If it's very small, and the worst part is, in my meanderings and my thoughts while you were going through these transactions, I wondered if this was the type of place that would sell, like, the type of leather armor that looks like it has a really big dragon-shaped helmet to, like, really give me some style and flair.
We might have to check with the actual Happy Harry in his leather tent for that.
But Trumpet, you know that you can't feasibly wear armor and cast spells at the same time, but that doesn't mean you can't wear a really sharp leather outfit. It just won't provide protection.
Then I'd love to know if there is a leather dragon onesie.
Okay.
Or at the very least, could we just get something with a hood?
A hooded onesie.
Okay.
Yes.
Like
Maybe
feety
with face.
pajamas.
We can do that.
You know, something to hide the blue.
Dappa-dee, dappa-die.
Yes, that.
Okay, so stylish pajamas aside, is there anything else that Happy Harry's can help you with?
Eldred?
Says, oh, well, I'm good. This is not my rodeo.
Then I think we're okay.
Okay. Total comes to about 128. Why don't we just call it 125?
Sounds appropriate. Do you want me to contribute some of this to this, Nikita?
But of course.
He says, thank.
No, that sounded bad.
He says,
yes, please.
that includes your scale mail. That
Mm-hmm. That's everything. Yes.
Right.
I got.
Ah.
I was
Yeah,
talking
that-
with Nikita, just breaking it up the cost.
No, that would be perfect. I appreciate it.
And he turns to you guys and says, come see me either this weekend on Saturday. I might have your stuff for you, or else if not, then on Monday.
Okay. And today is Thursday. Yeah. All right. All right. I think I'm good here. If you are, Nikita.
Duh. I'm thinking if I pay 55 and you are at... Am I adding that right? No, 65. And you are at 55, that should cover? Duh. Am I adding that right? I'm not adding that right. I'll pay 70, you pay 55.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
that does work. that does math.
Yes.
Okay. Next order of business?
Oh, the purveyor with all the gewgaws and whatnot. I just need to. And Gaius just pulls out his glasses, pulls out a list. He's like, I just have a bunch of like random bullshit I need now.
As you're walking out,
Sounds
Happy
good.
Harry's goes, Stables. They'll give it to you.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Happy Harry's. Armor Town always willing to help.
Yeah. Let me know when
I
you guys
gave
start a
it-
restaurant. So I wander over to the purveyor of stuff.
Okay.
And basically, like, I'm just getting, like, small, inconsequential magical components, like copper wire, like some clay. The only thing that has like an actual total that needs to buy it is a book of 25 gold piece worth.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just like some incense, some like just little crap. So
Okay.
none of this stuff is like things that I use for a spell, but it doesn't like disappear after use. It's like I still have it, so it's not like it goes away.
For everything but the book, we'll say 5 silver.
Okay. And then I guess I'll just, do you have like I can't just say a book of 25 gold value, but just a book, and you know what I'm looking for, Paul.
Right. Okay, what you find is what you need would not be at the Gigas and knickknacks sort of
okay.
shop. You actually would. There are stalls that, all they do is books. Now,
Okay.
while you do that, Nikita and Butt Trumpet, do you want to go and look of Butt Trumpet's dragon?
Onesie.
Okay. Cool.
Dragon or just hooded onesie?
Okay. Let's see here. You find a tent that deals in a lot of children's stuff, and they have a bunch of like those hooded footy pajamas almost, but without the feet. Without the feet actually attached, it's almost like pajamas that kind of button up in the front that have a big hood and big googly eyes on the top, and one of those kind of repeated triangle ridges going down the back into a tail that drags behind. That kind of looks almost like a dragon, almost like a dinosaur sort of thing. And you find a number of them that will have the hoodie is there, but there are actually slots on the side that Butt Trumpet's ears could stick out.
Do we see a price, and what are the colors?
You can pick the colors. The colors they're all 2 colors. So you have the choice, the main body of the outfit color, and the triangle ridge going down the back and down the length of the tail as it gets smaller as it goes down the tail. That's the second color. Like you see, bright red with the triangle ridge being yellow. You see green with it being yellow. You see one with it being red. You see one with it being orange. You pick the colors, and we'll say they have it.
Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow.
Okay. And we'll say 3 silver pieces for it.
I enthusiastically plop those on the counter to whoever is selling these.
Okay. And it's such that if you wanted to buy more than one, I mean, they have quite a few that you would fit in.
Oh my god. Purple and green?
You got it.
Woo! I'm gonna be fabulous.
And the lady loves your enthusiasm so much, she gives the 2 of them to you for 5 silver.
Thank you!
Oh, you are welcome, you little happy child, you.
That's me! I'm gonna step into the red and yellow one, like, right now.
Okay. It is a big hood that comes over, and it's such that you could actually pull it over so that you can't see anything, but the googly eyes are where your eyes would be, if you wanted to.
Perfect.
So, guys, you head to a stall with a that sells books, the antiquarium.
Yes.
And-
Look, do you have? I'm looking for a decent binding blank book, almost kind of like a journal or something, perhaps.
Oh, we have an awful lot of books here. Here's one over
kind of
here. Has a
Something
title.
relatively sturdy.
Okay,
Mm.
this one has a good sturdy cover. It looks to be pretty new. On the cover, you see in a gold script it says Barnabas Rudge, and Barnaby Rudge, and it looks to be a journal, and it looks to be a really nice leather, and the corners have little gold corner protectors. So this might be a little out of what you're looking for, because this looks like it was more made for someone at the Overlook, and they open it up and show you the really nice swirling colors of end papers, and I believe all the lettering and everything is actually gold. So
How much would this one go for?
This one would probably go for 30 gold because it's quite large. It's pretty large. It's about the size of a ledger, you notice. I have far more inexpensive ones I could get you for like a couple silver if you want.
Oh no! I want something. I want something sturdy, a little bit more pocket-sized. I'm trying like. I'm looking for something. The 30 gold is actually not too bad. Maybe a couple gold less, but not too. Like I do want quality.
Okay, let me see. Start going at things behind the table because these are the ones that don't seem to be out front. Let's see. Here you go. Here's one that's about the size of a kind of like what a normal library book would be, except the book has it's silver. So you have the cover, but there's like a silver cover on the cover.
Gotcha.
You see some etching on the front of a couple different types of symbols that you don't necessarily recognize. It says this one would probably go for about 26 gold pieces.
Yes.
You know,
Now this is more what I'm looking for.
because it too has the nice end papers, and you notice that there's gilding along the edge of the pages. Also silver to match the cover, which has some nice little gold etching in it here and there.
Now, do you happen to have like a leather case that I can put this in?
Oh, absolutely. We have something like that.
I don't need anything fancy for that because this is such a quality product. I'm kind of want to disguise it from people who might want to, purloin it from me.
Okay. The woman says offers you up something that it's used, but it looks like a leather messenger bag. And she says 5 silver would do for this one.
That's perfect. I love it. I'll take both.
Okay.
And pass along the 26 gold and 5 silver.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
26.
Okay. Are you done in this tent?
Yes, that was just those 2 purchases. Basically, I was just getting that was the last magical component that I now need for stuff.
Okay. As you're exiting the tent, you hear a voice say, "Yeah, I'm looking for a tailor's," and then they give a name that you didn't quite make out, but this voice is familiar to you. It's a voice that you haven't heard since you were a good deal younger, as a matter of fact. You think it's a voice from your days in Adelphi.
Oh, dang.
You know, especially, matter of fact, in that role, you can even narrow it down to some of the gambling halls that you used to frequent.
I kind of surreptitiously just like wander over and like peek around.
You, because you did such a good role, we'll say you see the person and recognize them right away. This is a short, wiry guy, about your age, slicked back, dark hair, big eyes, kind of a pretty perceptive overbite, and a very slim, narrow but long nose. You seem to remember his name was Fish, and the way you remember him is because he used to gamble at these same places as you did, and you found yourself quite often seated next to him at many of the tables. You knew each other by name. It was not a friendship. It was just kind of, you recognized each other from frequenting these places. You do remember that he wasn't anywhere near as good as you were. He seemed to lose quite a bit more than you did. Though he did have his lucky streaks here and there. But you're rather proud of the fact that you always seem to do a little better than him. And he always seemed to be looking for some extra credit where he needed it. I mean, you as you well remember, you went through, took on more than your fair share of credit at most of the houses. But this guy seemed to always be in need of getting credit. You're not even sure how he did it because he just seemed to be doing it so often. But you recognize him. He looks a little older. His hairline has receded a little bit more. His cheeks are a little more sunken in. Seems a little, not agitated, but kind of like trying to find someone who can get him and give him the directions he needs, and doesn't seem to be having much luck. He wasn't, you seem to remember, he was never that smooth a talker.
Hey, Fish?
Guy stops in his tracks, looks around, and takes a few seconds, but he kind of seems to spot you. He kind of like squints, tilts his head, and goes, Gaius?
The hell are you doing here?
Holy shit! What the hell happened to you? Some people thought you were dead. Other people thought, well, that you were dead. And then there were all these other stories too. Many of them included somehow with you being dead.
Apparently, not. And you're here in this place. I mean, last time what was it? Delphi?
Adelphi, yeah.
Adelphi, yeah, right?
Yeah.
God,
He comes over and grabs your hand and shakes it, and his hand's a little clammy, but he's very excited to see you. Says, yeah, I'm here for the tournament.
You know what? I just heard about that. You got into that tournament?
Well, no. I have a friend who got me a seat.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Who's your friend?
Oh, rather not say, actually. It's a little embarrassing, but,
Embarrassing.
Long story. What? You're the story, though. What are you doing here? And are you here for the tournament?
I actually just heard about it. No, I've been off doing, the adventuring thing, helping people, that kind of thing. I was actually just doing a thing for the guard, and just happened to pop back out and hear about the tournament. I didn't even know it was happening until, the other day.
He goes, whoa, wait, back up a minute. He goes, you working for the guard? And then he looks you up and down and backs away a step and starts laughing his head off and goes,
What?
Are you a priest?
I'm a cleric of Bacchus, and I take it very seriously.
He just starts laughing. He's loving this. He goes, that is freaking awesome.
I mean, I got magic powers now, man.
Well, you always used to claim to, but no one ever believed you.
I don't know why people don't believe the things I say when I say them. I say them, and everyone's like, "Oh, sure," and I'm like, "It's true, though." Just didn't want to hurt anyone before.
When you're betting your entire wallet on one roll of the die, and you're screaming that you're going to get it because you have magic powers. Come on.
I did, apparently. I was not wrong in claiming that I had magic.
That was one time.
Apparently it was magic enough.
And, butt trumpet. Do we see this going on, or do we
not yet.
see it from a distance?
You're still getting butt trumpet in their dragon pajamas. Actually, it's not. It's right. More like an outfit. It's not as flimsy as pajamas. It's actually a pretty nice outfit. Butt trumpet's eagerly modeling it for you and anyone else who will notice in the tent.
So wild, yeah. No, like I went and found religion. Or religion found me. It's kind of really how it happened. But that's not important.
It depends, what was this like in the gutter or under a rock?
Oh no, it was in a forest. On a mountain, really. It was epic, actually. But that's neither here nor there. But hell, man, like you're pointing out me. You're here in Seven Rivers. We were pissant gamblers down in Delphi, and you're here for the major tournament.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
takes some serious credit.
I'm not sure I'm actually going to make it to a table. I've got kind of an alternate ticket. Chair.
Okay.
But
that's still impressive.
Yeah, kind of exciting too, because he kind of looks around, making sure no one's really paying attention. And at this point, initially people were taking notice, but now they've kind of moved on. And he kind of looks around, makes sure nobody's listening, and leans into you and says, I don't know if you heard, but I've been hearing that he might be there at the tournament.
Wait. He who exactly? You might be thinking of a different he than I'm thinking.
He kind of giggles to himself and says, when you're talking about he, there's only one. And he looks around again, makes sure, even checks behind him. He says, the card player.
Really?
Roll me
here.
Roll me a history check, Gaius.
Ooh. That Gaius don't do good. 12.
12? Okay.
12.
That's enough.
Gaius do kind of good.
Gaius do okay.
That's enough for Gaius to remember that there are plenty of tales about the would-be card player. A lot of people swear that it's an urban legend, that it's a myth, that this person's not real, that it's just a story that gamblers' parents tell them to get them to go to bed. And scare them into going to bed. You better go to bed and behave, or else the card player is going to come by. But you also know there's plenty of people who swear that they're real and who have a friend who know a friend who've actually gone up against the card player. Basically, the legend is that this is a mysterious man who turns up in some of the strangest places and always when no one else is around, and basically never loses.
Interesting. So he might show up.
Well, that's
I mean,
the rumor I heard, but I've heard a ton of stories about the card players, so I'm not holding my breath. I just thought that was God. Can you imagine?
I would love just to be there to check that out, not even participate, let alone.
Yeah, well, lots of luck. I mean, unless you're doing a lot better than you were when you and I were knew each
Hmm.
other. Although looking at you, you look like you're doing a lot better. Although
Oh yeah.
you
No.
you may want to get a better hairstylist, dude. That's
Oh well, you see, that was Monster Attack that did that.
a monster attack.
Yeah,
You're fighting
it was this
monsters.
I went into the profession of adventure. It actually pays pretty well, and it's just
Really?
basically just gambling. It's gambling with my life instead of my cash. It's pretty much the same thing in the
Well, there were
long
a
run.
number of times that you ended up doing that in Adelphi, which is, I think, where a lot
Yeah.
of the stories of you being dead actually came from.
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. Yes. There was those. Oh, fuck. And actually, there was times where I was also gambling with my life and money simultaneously in my current job too. Now that I think about it, but that's neither here nor there. That's stories for other times.
Well, speaking of gambling, do you know of any gambling rooms here in Seven Rivers? Like not in the hoity-toity wherever that is up there the hill, or on the
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
that is.
Oh, the Overlook. Yeah, don't
Yeah, that
even.
thing.
Yeah, don't even. I haven't found. There seems to be some decent action over toward the Magic Academy. Just be careful because I'm sure there's some of those kids that are trying to, use magic to bump their cards, move the
Ah,
dice around, that kind of crap. So just be wary around there. On this side, the docks are kind of shady, but it would probably remind you a little bit of Adelphi. So you could probably find some action around there. But once
okay.
again, that's kind of more cutthroat in that direction if you're feeling it.
I mean, I got some leads on one or two places to check out.
Oh,
Uh,
really? What have you heard? Because, like I said, I've only been in town maybe a couple extra days more than you, and I've been kind of all over the place.
well, let me just double check, make sure that I wasn't being told porkies. And
Mm.
where are you in the market here a lot? Could I find you here?
I'll be here probably Saturday and Monday again. I gotta pick up a delivery from one of the armorers. If not, you could probably leave a message at the Stone's Throw,
The Stone's
and
Throw. Okay.
that will usually find me as well. I stop in there
Okay.
on occasion for some drinks.
Okay. You said Saturday, right?
Yes, Saturday is the first. They said either Saturday or Monday I could pick up my package, so I want to try for Saturday. Probably, same time, morningish.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If I make sure that I can be here Saturday afternoon, late Saturday afternoon, why don't you, when you're done with what you're doing, meet me over there? There's a pub just outside the market called McTavish's. Meet me there. We'll have a drink, and maybe we'll have a few drinks. And if my information is correct, then we'll head over and test our luck. How's that sound?
I wouldn't mind a little bit of a gamble. It's been a while.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it's good seeing you there, he laughs. Father. Monster
Yeah,
slaying father.
just really just
Made of
guys is fine.
magic.
That I kind of am though, but just guys is fine.
I like monster killing father, actually. That has a ring to it. Made of magic.
Yep. Well, we'll keep that on the DL because you never know. We might be able to use that to our advantage later.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you know, I'm kind of coming up short here in the market. Where like the garment district is, where the tailors would be?
Oh yeah, because we were there before,
Yep.
and guys give some directions.
He
It's
says,
like, yeah, this one guy sells some nice leather coats, but to be quite honest, they were overpriced.
good to know. Cool. He pats you on the side of the arm, on the shoulder, and says, I will see you Saturday. Hope you're feeling
Sounds
lucky.
good, buddy.
Okay.
Usually.
And he turns around and starts heading in the direction you pointed. And as that happens, Nikita, you and Butt Trumpet, you see Gaius talking to someone, and then the guy pats him on, kind of gives him a good-handed chuck on the side of the shoulder, and then nods and walks into the crowd. Guys, normally I would have you roll a perception check, but in this particular case, you see a what looks like a bright red cartoon dragon with a bright yellow ridge going down the back and big googly eyes walking towards you. It's about 2 feet tall, kind of heffalomping and woozling towards you. And then you notice right behind it is Nikita.
Was really thinking about that is a disguise, yes.
Do you like
one
it?
that didn't? Yes, it is colorful and bright and stands out.
But it doesn't stand out in blue, and hopefully that helps.
That's, you know what? True. That is true. I was hoping for like a
dragon
cloak
and a
with
goblet.
a hood. But yeah, you know what? I got sure. How much of the goblet is showing out of the?
Basically, if they pulled the googly eyes down a little bit, they can still see. So you basically just see their nose, but the downside is beneath the horns coming out the two sides are the ears are popping out.
Okay, well, you know, it's good. Can we just maybe also get a cloak with a hood? I just, in case it rains, because that looks like it's leather, and that would mess up the leather.
Nikita, when you were on your way to looking for this, you did see Happy Harry's other place, and it did have a lot of leather cloaks and coats but they all seem to have kind of a matrix /
oh God, no. Not what I meant.
Blade.
No.
One particular scene from Pulp Fiction kind of feel to them.
I wanted more of like an Aragorn or Strider look.
No, you didn't see those.
For me, Gaius? Aragorn?
Hide the fact that you're blue, yes. A cloak to hide you, so you wouldn't get kidnapped again, was mainly what I was going for. But you know what? This is way better than sackcloth. And it is you. It is you.
Thank you.
Finally, your dragon is coming out from the inside. That's what you were all along.
Eldred says, you've connected with your inner dragon.
Yes.
No. They have.
You're now one level of monk.
And when we get you back to the inn, we'll get you some more whiskey and we can work on your breath weapon.
Oh.
Outside.
Try casting
Outside.
firebolt in this.
Yeah.
I hope it's not flammable.
Right.
Do we need anything else, or do you want to go look for softer cloaks for her instead of thick and shiny leather?
If we keep an eye out for it, it's not a necessity at the moment, but in the future. And also, I don't know if they're going to want to wear that ensemble into the sewer.
Eldred leans down to you, Butt Trumper, and says, there's always soft, subtle leather with zippers and studs.
Oh, this is... I'm moving on. Gaius just starts walking.
Okay. As you keep walking, guys, give me another perception check, please.
All right.
This is not a sewer outfit. Do we need to buy you another sewer outfit, Butt Trumpet?
Yeah, 25.
Okay. You do notice that the market's really beginning to pick up with actual customers. There's all sorts of people selling different wares, and a lot of food vendors are coming out. As you're walking around, you start leaving the kind of bazaar section, where bazaar as in you can get just about anything, and not the bazaar as in John Waters sort of bazaar, but getting
what
more
Happy
in.
Harry was selling in his one
Right,
tent.
exactly. That was the one bizarre niche. You do pass a purveyor of pipeweed and cigars and such, but then you start getting into the produce and livestock sections. The one thing that catches your attention is quite a few, like, they have their produce out in crates here and there, and then you take them up to this table, and they usually have something draped behind them, or a big board behind them with the prices and everything. You notice as you're going through the produce section, on the boards that normally have the prices, a lot of them have the prices all on one side. On the other side, you notice quite a few of them having a selection of very colorful and brightly colored fur pelts tacked to the boards. And you notice that you notice quite a few of those produce people next to their table. You notice crossbows or daggers or things like that, darts.
I'm just gonna tuck my dragon hood a little further over my face. Just
Gotta protect your money. I'm sure they were delicious.
Do we notice the?
Sure. Maybe Gaius points it out to you, or if he doesn't.
Yeah, Gaius just throws a finger, like throws a thumb over him, like.
Oh boy!
Wow, that's a lot of dead bunnies.
That's brutal.
That was a lot of magic
bunnies.
bunnies.
Da.
Don't fuck with the produce, apparently.
No.
Really dystopian.
Don't even steal one grape. Not even one. Get your crossbow bolt to the knee. Then you'll see your adventuring days over.
An adventure, then I took a crossbow bolt to the knee.
Stealing one grape.
Ruined my entire career.
Ruined my entire career.
I was 3 days from retirement. Okay, is there anything else you would like to take care of in the marketplace? Okay.
What time is it now?
Nikita?
What time is it? Sorry.
We'll say that between looking around and splitting up and doing different things, we'll say it's early to mid-afternoon at this point.
I say we head back. You know what? Maybe we'll do the docks tomorrow, Nikita. That way, we get there earlier in the day in case something, takes a while. Because to be quite honest, I didn't get a good night's sleep last night, and I know you two certainly didn't.
It was rudely interrupted. Da.
I could go, to be quite honest, I could go with some, meditating the way I meditate, That's probably a little different than
How
most
do you
clerics,
meditate? Is it similar to Viv?
Oh, no.
Eldred says, a lot more booze involved, I would imagine.
Yeah, sometimes I wake up naked under a tree somewhere, but that's only when I got to really get deep into the meditation. And there's no trees around here.
So we can find you?
No, I'm fine. I could find my way out of a paper sack and other things.
Which has happened quite often, I would imagine, Eldred says.
You'd be surprised how chewy rope is, and it's full of fiber, which is good for you.
True.
That'll keep them regular.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've had to escape, it's always brought upon. Never mind, we're not going there.
Escape of all kinds.
Well, you just chew through the rope. You end up eating some of it.
Then
You
stands through.
know. Yeah. So I usually free myself. That's why I'm so good at fighting with bare hands. And just
As opposed to human hands.
Should we lock you in your room just so you don't get into trouble?
no, I haven't. I'm in 100% control of myself at all times.
Eldred
You
laughs
say
too.
so.
Yeah.
Just
Who was that guy that you were?
Oh, that was Fish. So back
Fish?
way back.
A
Yeah,
human
it's
is
his
named
nickname.
Fish?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know why. That's how I know him. And he doesn't say no when you he responds to that name. I don't ask me. Maybe his parents hated him. But so needless to say, back kind of near where I grew up, he was an acquaintance. Occasionally we'd see each other out the bar, gambling. He loved to play cards, but he was kind of shit at them, to be quite honest. But
Interesting.
it was just weird seeing him here because, to be quite honest, I thought he would have been dead by now. He was not great at
If you lose a
gambling.
lot at gambling, that can happen.
Yeah. So the fact that he's here, and that tournament, the gambling tournament, apparently he might be getting in it.
You're kidding. How did
That's
he
why I
get
thought
into
he's
it?
kidding. I don't know. I'll be meeting up with him on Saturday, so maybe I'll get some more info out of him to see how. Because let's be honest, adventuring isn't paying as well as I was hoping.
Well, it certainly doesn't help when it does more damage than you get paid for. So.
I won't lie. Since I started adventuring, I've still made more money gambling.
Maybe we should find a way to
Granted.
get you into this tournament.
Well, the last gambling I made most money on was a rigged fight. Granted, nobody knew it was rigged but me.
Oh.
I rigged the fight.
Eldred says.
How are you at fighting?
Eldred says.
I'm usually pretty good, but
with that in mind, and after watching what happened this morning, remember that the owner of the Bucket of Blood talked about something about that could help us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did say there was some... That's
like
right, the
fight
Bucket of
ring
Blood.
or something.
Yeah, almost like it's a club or something.
Right. But people don't talk about it.
Well, they kind of did, though.
Yeah. We
They
also
should really
should
make that a
probably
rule
not-
like twice.
At least.
That's something we could look into in our spare time, maybe before we go back down to the sewer again. I mean, I gotta wait till Saturday or Monday for my armor, so the earliest we could go back to that fun time would be Monday. So I would say, I could go, but
no.
That's also Reed needs a breather. Oh, we also got to make sure we pass off the note to the Cavendish, so we could probably do that on Friday. Due to the dots then.
Yeah. Pass note.
So I'm thinking we head back to the Stone's Throw and we just take the rest of today, Thursday, easy. Catch up on the sleep we didn't get, and I'm going to get into a deep meditative state.
Eldred says that. I was going to say, Eldred says that definitely sounds like a plan, and turns to Butt Trumpet and goes to give you a high five. Says, right?
Yeah!
There you go.
Do you want to carry them back, Eldred? Have a little dragon on your shoulders?
Sure. Puts you holds on to your ankles there as you're holding on to his chin.
That's the tallest you've ever been, Butt Trumpet.
I can see the stone's throw from here.
Eldred says,
What about
unfortunately, that's an actual stone that you're looking at.
Oh.
Details. Close enough. We also need to see that Sparkle Bottom lady about the stuff we found in the creepy house.
Well,
But that
maybe
can
once, maybe when we're done with the docks, if we're done early enough in the day, we can grab up the rest of the party and head over there. Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Did we have anybody else we needed to visit? Because we've had a bunch of appointments and like people to see and places to go and things to do for a while now. I'd lose track of everything.
We should really invest in a planner.
Do we need to check in with Reed's gnome buddy caster person, or I guess the one you can talk to in your head, huh?
They're out of town, I thought.
Oh,
Bartleby Nickleby?
Yes, I was going to say the one that sounded like coins.
No, I was just curious if I can't remember if we need to go back and see him, because he did leave us, he tried to help us with finding Butt Trumpet.
Well,
I haven't seen his fucking carriage yet.
Didn't he also give us another contact, though, for while he was gone? Says Eldred.
Oh, it was his manservant or the...
Yeah, like his pupil, student type intern.
Oh, God, what was the kid's name? I'm so bad with
We'll
names.
ask Reed.
He might know better.
Got on real
Norman?
good terms with him right off the bat.
You can give them an update and let them know what's going on. Who else? Is there anyone else?
You saying this as you're walking around the market or as you're on your way back to the Stone's Throw?
Back to the Stone's Throw, I think.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
This is the bullshit session on the way back.
Okay. Well, if there's anything else you need to cover it. Otherwise, we can say that you're back there.
And then at some point, I wouldn't mind going to the artisan section again, but that's separate. So.
Oh yeah, for your helmet. Oh, you know what?
Da.
Map maker. The
Map maker. Da.
They were over
There
toward
you
the
go.
artisan district. That's another thing we need to.
So after you're meeting up with the fish, maybe Sunday we can do map maker and artisan district.
That's another thing we could potentially do. And then at some point, I might want to. But this doesn't have to happen like pre us going to the sewer. But at some point, I'm going to want to swing by the temple district again because I had them looking into the Church of Revels and their disappearance. See if they found any more info for me. That's
I have
aside
not
from.
been to this district.
Oh, really?
I would
Oh,
like to
yes.
go.
That's right. You haven't been.
I would like
Oh,
to
yeah.
go.
It's gorgeous. It's wild. There's
Yeah.
so many different churches.
I am not very
Well,
familiar with all of these different churches and beliefs. The dwarves are very simple.
Oh, it's well. I'm sure we actually have dwarven gods represented there. If we weren't, I'd be surprised.
You saw some dwarven temples.
I did see some dwarven temples.
I wouldn't mind.
I saw so many, I can't remember. Churchy?
Wasn't there a giant crystal spike somewhere?
Oh, yeah. There was that weird, really creepy thing. Yes, that was there too.
I haven't seen it, but I think you mentioned it at one point.
Yes, we did bring that up. That was one of the highlights, I guess, because it was just different than everything else. I mean, there was a whole avenue of like death or chaos, or was it both? Or did they have their own separate avenues? Yeah, no, like...
You would probably want to keep that separate from some of the others, duh.
Listen, I'm surprised they even let them in.
Right. They're very
To be quite
accepting.
honest.
I guess as long as they don't
Wildly
slaughter
accepting.
people.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're here. This is the god of carnage. It's like you're just letting them in. It's at the town
Woo.
with people.
And they complain
I
about
don't know.
us wearing armor.
Yeah, well. You know why? Because we don't have enough money.
Yeah,
You notice how they don't complain about a glorious walk around with all of his crap on?
exactly. Well, I mean, you don't notice that he's armed because he's wearing such flashy hats and fucking the rest of it.
That just
Look, a
screams
sword.
money. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Crystal thing.
I'm going...
And then the tower that was morphing. Did we even want to bother checking in on that?
That just seems wildly out of our scope. Hey, but you know what?
I
There
know.
are a bunch of buildings burning down.
Yes, that's what the Zabloo said, the loud guy.
Yeah, the town crier.
Ah, yes. The shouting man. Buildings burning
I'm sure
down.
somebody
You don't
would
think
be...
that was us, do you?
Wow, we were in the sewer.
Oh, okay.
Unless one of us was sleep blowing things up.
Nobody look at me.
Can you do that, butt trumpet?
The blowing things up would either be Eldred or Butt Trumpet, as like...
Butt Trumpet pulls the
Not-
googly eyes over theirs and kind of looks around like they heard something somewhere else.
I mean, I should say, the only ones that have the potential capability of doing it.
I mean,
Da,
to be
da.
fair, I'm not the one who wakes up naked under trees.
Yet.
That doesn't cause a building to blow up.
Yet.
Alcohol's flammable, Gaius.
Not if you
I'm
drink
feeling
it.
outed.
Alcohol, if consumed, is no longer flammable. So I'm doing the world a favor.
Have you done that test though? I've seen enough
Which one?
dwarves, and with the way you drink,
What test?
I don't know. I have horrible images of someone trying to swallow fire.
No, I don't swallow fire. That's insane.
Eldred goes, that doesn't sound quite like a test so much as something that we might see at Sparkle Bottom's place.
Yeah, you know what? That does sound like an entertainment.
There.
It might be.
Yeah.
It definitely is not a Gaius thing.
Yet.
Give him time.
I think we're back at the stone's throw now.
Yeah.
And on that
At some
note,
point, I might be impervious to fire at some point. I don't know.
Exactly.
Wait for that level up.
Wait, something's on fire. I'm running into it.
so you enter into the stone's throw. What are you doing once you're there?
Gaius is going to go upstairs, get changed, put on clerical vestments, come back down. Only wine. I need to prepare.
Okay.
No food.
Butterbeer's behind the bar and says, we haven't gotten busy yet, so there's not a lot of people here, but we will need to talk about getting you up to date. Getting
On the tab.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Do you want to do that right now, or do you want to do that later?
Well, I'll just let you know. Your one little friend contributed a few days ago to the tab, so between the cost of the additional services this morning, which were $15 ahead, 15 gold ahead. I believe there's also the matter of 25 gold pieces. So
How many
That's 100
bags were there?
I would have gone upstairs too, so I don't know if I'd be back down yet.
total of 400.
Total of 400.
I've gone up. I've dropped my stuff down.
Wait a minute, is
The
that
extra
correct?
stuff I come down.
That can't be right.
And
15 apiece? How many people did we kill? 15 plus 25 does not equal...
I threw 5 bodies. I
15
kind of had to count.
times 5 is 7.
Oh, it's 100. It's 100. Sorry.
It's like 400. I'm like, God damn.
Butterbeer says, I don't know why my mouth was off, and then downs a double shot of whiskey.
Me, I don't know either, as I take a swig of wine. And Guy slides the cash over. He's like, thank you.
And
For your
and guys,
discretion.
you notice when you down that wine, it tasted horrible.
Oh,
no.
sorry. Bacchus, please make this tolerable. And takes another sip.
Eldred?
I will
What was that, Nikita?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Once I heard the total, Nikita donates 80 gold. And she's like, I am now broke again. So please just keep the tab running, I guess. I hate owing money. I'm sorry.
Okay. I appreciate your taking care of that. Well, I got whatever. We're a team. We're a team effort here. The team that has no name
Yet.
yet.
Chuckleheads.
No. We
No
brainstorm
one
something else.
is-
I know you're creative.
No one's going to hire the chuckleheads. That just
Thank you.
doesn't, I would think.
Eldred
I hate
leans
to
into
say
your
it.
butt trumpet and says, "We're a team, so we have to look at everyone's ideas. So we'll make it the broken chuckleheads."
The stout chuckleheads.
We're not a band of bards that do tricks. We're not a troupe of actors. Sorry. The chuckleheads would get hired at a bar.
Butterbeer says,
Anyway.
"No, they wouldn't."
You know what? Thank you, Butterbeer. Thank you. Fuck.
Eldred?
Butterbeer, if you had to come up with a name for the group of us, what would you, and keep it clean, what would you be?
You've just destroyed all of it.
Okay, don't keep it clean.
Yeah, I adjust my dragon hood. Come on, I'm mature. I can handle it.
He looks at you and just smiles ear to ear, and says, "Give me a couple hours. I'll work on that."
We all are. I will take a stout, please.
You got it. Matter of fact, we have this is a pretty popular one that I actually just got a couple barrels in, called Baron's Bottom. It's the name is horrible and distasteful, but it's actually pretty chocolatey and creamy. So
Ooh,
This sounds
that
very good to
fun.
me.
so pours you and butt trumpet each a large flagon of it.
Woo!
That is for all night. You do not finish that and get another. You sit. We have done enough cleaning the past couple of days. I think if somebody else vomits, I'm leaving.
You say that, Nikita, and Butterbeer looks at you and goes, "I got it."
What?
And then just gives you an eye, wait, because he said that right after you said, "If anyone else vomits, I'm leaving."
Would that get hired?
It would bring fear into the eyes of all sorts of people.
The projectiles.
I would like to use the word stout in there somehow. It makes us sound strong and tough and big like trees.
Eldred says, "And short."
Screw you, tall guy. Come up with something yourself.
I
I
did.
prefer vertically challenged.
Okay, right, yeah.
I gingerly sip at my stout.
It's good.
Then what's a heck of a-
It's creamy. It's a little chocolatey, a little malty, little tiny bit of iron in there.
I'm
Oh, God.
kicking my little feeties.
This is very nice, Butterbeer.
Oh, thank you. I
Hopefully-
thought so.
They can keep this one coming.
You got it. I will. That's a deal. Eldred says, "Okay. So for the rest of the day, Gaius, you're going to be up in your room."
Well, no, I'll be sitting. down at
here?
the bar for an extended period of time, just kind of relaxing, but only drinking wine, not eating food, or
Okay.
just this is him getting in touch with the revels
You got
to
it.
rebalance himself after everything that has happened.
Okay. Butt Trumpet and Nikita are hanging out at the table by themselves.
I have a suggestion, actually.
Okay.
Butt Trumpet, you have a dagger, yes?
I do.
Well, I need to practice getting better with the heavy armor. Do you want to just, like, randomly stab me every now and then?
You know not what you ask. Are you
But
sure
I
you want to
do.
trust me?
Of course. If I start bleeding too much, then we'll stop. It's really the only way I can think of to get better at it. Get better with daggers.
Sure.
Just occasionally, Butt Trumpet just whips a dagger and throws it at you across the table.
It's okay, we're friends.
No, I asked her to. It's fine. I asked them to.
I think you're missing the most obvious part of this whole thing. That
What?
the dwarf is sitting there drinking stout, and periodically the goblet, dressed as a bright red dragon, periodically whips a dagger at them and then goes back to sipping their flagon.
Yep.
Problem?
Next
Don't worry.
next
Brain's
table
pretty good.
over.
Just don't sit near me.
Next table over, you see Eldred sipping a whiskey, looking at a book, reading a book. Periodically, people come by, and he's offering to take bets on the two of you. So here's
aim
what
for the thick part, not the head. The thick part.
here's what we're going to do.
The thick part.
What are we
It's been
gonna
a
do?
rough couple of days.
Okay, so what we're going to do is each of you are going to roll a 20-sider, making a dexterity saving throw to determine how this pans out.
Goody.
Okay, Nikita, you're not getting much practice because most of the daggers are going into the wall of the booth on either side of your head, or sometimes in a nearby table that isn't even close.
Fucking googly eyes.
Damn, I thought this would
I
work.
hope everyone bet on Nikita.
That's
Yes.
right, Eldred, are you making money on this?
Yeah, keep it up. You don't think I recognize the how googly eyes affect aim? So we'll say that all of you do that for the rest of the evening before heading to bed. And with that, we will call it an evening. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope you had as much fun as some of our players did. Tune in next week to see what happens with the numerous little wheels that we've set in motion this evening. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel. And please remember, more now than ever, no matter who you're with, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, and no matter especially who it affects, be kind.
you're cute.